Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 5. And this will be my trailer breakdown for Supergirl Season 5, Episode 10, otherwise entitled The Bottle Episode. Now, this is also the first ever episode post-crisis that we're getting of Supergirl as well. Supergirl really has been affected the most from the aftermath of Crisis, as we had her join the other heroes in Earth Prime, so she's no longer in another Earth separate to them. And now Lex Luthor is a famous guy, and now he's the boss of Supergirl, which I'm very excited to see how this will play out and what they're gonna do in terms of Lex Luthor in Supergirl. Before I do the trailer breakdown, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so before I do the trailer breakdown, let's first watch the trailer. So this trailer is very interesting, and I'm not gonna lie, it's probably my favorite trailer out of the bunch that we had released this week. But before I do the trailer breakdown, I will go over the synopsis, as it does give us a better idea on what is going on in the episode. So the synopsis reads, Megan Rath guest stars, and she is Jesse Rath's sister, who will be playing the sister of Brainiac 5. And it says, the subsequent complications from the crisis leave Supergirl to face a chaotic threat. So it's pretty vague, but anyways, I will go over the trailer now. So the trailer starts off with this nice view of National City in Earth Prime. But then we get the legend himself, Lex Luthor, appear in Lena's house. And Lena's office. And Lena looks shocked, and she says, this can't be real, you're dead. So one thing to pick out over here is that Lena has her pre-crisis memories back somehow, as she knows what happened to Lex Luthor in Supergirl Season 4, and she's the one who killed Lex, so she would know that she's killed Lex Luthor, and wasn't someone who was famous, like what turns out post-crisis. But it's really confusing that, wouldn't Lena have noticed Lex Luthor being alive, as he won the Nobel Prize during Crisis? So I think that Jean or something brought Lena's memories back as well. Now what's really interesting is that do their pre-crisis memories rewrite their post-crisis memories after they have been restored? Because there's no way on Earth that Lena would have noticed that Lex just survived. Now Lex does say, so you remember everything. So it's clear that Lena got her memories back from someone. Maybe it would be Lex Luthor who gave Lena's pre-crisis memories back. So then she would remember everything, and then it shows the shock even more. I'm not sure. But Lena is even more confused than ever, and she yells at Lex and says, what is happening? And Lex says, well, it was sort of... And then we get that, flashbacks of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and we hear Lex say, Crisis. Now, this is obviously so they're hinting to the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths and what happened before it. So maybe Lex may reveal the changes of this new Earth that's been formed to Lena. Who knows? But then we get the flashback to Crisis as Lex wins the Nobel Prize award and winks at Kara, while everyone is clapping besides Kara. We hear Kara say, Lex is a good guy. He's the boss. This is literally my nightmare. Now in this new post-crisis reality, we know that Lex Luthor doesn't seem like a villain to the public, but rather a hero, and he's a very famous person. Now, because Kara was a paragon, she still has her pre-crisis memories back without Jean having to bring it back for her. And she's telling Alex how this is the worst nightmare. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving what we have on Lex post-crisis. Now, the fact that we have John Cryer, aka the best Lex Luthor ever, in more episodes in Supergirl Season 5 is just so exciting. Now, we get this awesome look of Lex Luthor bossing Supergirl around, saying that like he's now the boss of her, and Lex says, "Why go to war when we keep threats like Leviathan at bay?" Now, the fact that Lex Luthor is Supergirl's boss in the DEO is just so awesome, and I'm very interested to see the interactions between him and Supergirl and like how they would work together. And would Kara like actually follow his orders or do like the opposite thing he says? The fact that Lex Luthor even has a false face and Kara knows it is just even more like, it's just much better. But he's taking the piss out of Supergirl, and I love it. Now, one thing to pick out from that thing that Lex said is he knows who Leviathan is. So maybe Kara will tell her, or maybe like Alex or something tells him. I'm not sure. But Lex knows about Leviathan, which could maybe like link to his super villainous plans. Maybe he might like end up teaming up with them or something. Who knows? Now we get this look of Kara, and she's clearly pissed off due to what Lex is saying, and she replies, "The only threat to this world is you." In the next shot, we get Lex looking very suspicious, and he's clearly looking for something to precede his villainous plans against Supergirl, probably, and I just cannot wait to see how this will play out. But we see Kara talking to William in the DEO, no, not in the DEO, in Catco, and she says, "I believe that Lex isn't the guy who he says he is." Now, due to this post crisis, we know like Lex Luthor is a very famous guy and seems like a hero. So maybe like we may get the reaction of William like, "Are you crazy? Lex Luthor is the best person." Just like what happened with Alex during Crisis, and like it would show like how much this earth has changed even more, because like everyone has like positive impressions of such a dangerous supervillain. But Kara is very persuasive, as we know, so she may convince William to like look into it. Who knows? Now we see Lex Luthor and Kara talking to each other. Now we know that Lex Luthor knows that Kara is Supergirl, so maybe to persuade her to like do the missions that Lex wants, would Lex like blackmail her into exposing her identity, which is a very Lex thing to do. So I am interested to see if that is how Kara does her missions, or it's just okay. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do the total opposite. But in this shot, we hear Lex say, judging me of another Earth Lex crimes is just not fair, is it?" So clearly Lex is playing the innocent, and he's just like, "Oh, after this Earth has formed, I'm a new man now. I'm no longer a villain. That Lex is from another Earth." But as we see in the trailer, we get the villainous look from Lex, and he found what he's looking for in the other shot. So clearly Lex is just acting out to Zukara, and I love it. Lex Luthor is by far the best character in Supergirl, and the fact that like these two are interacting and like Kara like hates him is just so cool. Now we see the sister of Brainiac 5 shouting at Kara, and she says, if you're going to save the world, you have to work with Lex Luthor." Now clearly just from this you can tell that Kara is going to disobey most of Lex's orders, which then makes her end up being wrong and maybe like falls out with other people. I am interested to see if that will work out, like she disobeys Lex Luthor and then she ends up like losing the bad guy they're looking for, let's say, and then that's how like Lex could like just destroy Kara basically. But we clearly see we clearly see something went down in the DEO, as we do see Kara running and then kicking the door. Maybe a villain has escaped or something in the next shot, which may be like one of the things that Kara has disobeyed from Lex Luthor. And then later on in the trailer, we see Lex Luthor looking like he's listening to what someone is saying. So maybe someone from the DEO is going to like report this to Lex, and then Kara just gets like not punished but like told off by Lex Luthor over there. But clearly Kara won't care. But and then we see Alex And she clearly has her memories back as she is talking to what it looks to be Jean, and she says, and yet we all know that he's this Bond that could just blow it any minute. We then see Lex in a very techy area, and he looks like he found what he's looking for, and he's putting this weapon type of thing, like it's in like this small tube, whatever it is, to probably make a trap for like Supergirl without anyone noticing. But we see William taking cover, and he's taking a photograph or something. Now, could this be like due to like what Kara has said, and then he digs into that Lex Luthor investigation, and maybe like try to expose him, or is he just trying to expose like more of what Andrea Rojas has been doing, and which could lead to the exposure of her being behind the mask of Akrata? Who knows? But then we see Lex talking to Lena, and he says Kara Danvers will never see things your way. So, just like last season, he's clearly manipulating Lena. So Lex gets Lena to join her on his villainous plans, without like Lena like properly knowing it. But we then see Kara in a workshop, and there are monkeys, and they blow up, and Kara gets like thrusted away. We get another look of Lex as he says, "The world is ours. Now imagine what we could accomplish." And he's saying this to Lena. So over here, as we know, he's clearly convincing Lena to join Lex's side. So I am very interested to see if this will make Lena become a villain later, or is it like she's planning on joining him but then backstabbing Lex later on? I'm not really sure. But in the trailer, we do then see Kara trapped in some like purple force field. Now this could be like Lex who's done this. I'm not really sure, because like the place where Lex seemed suspicious and like inserted the weapon is a totally different area to what's over there. But it could still be Lex. Who knows? And then, or maybe it may not be Lex, and then Kara just gets out of there and says, "Lex, what have you done?" and just blames him like that. But I'm very interested to see how this Lex Luthor and Kara Zor-El, like, you know, co-workership plays out. Obviously, the thing I'm looking most forward to in Supergirl Season 5 is now just Lex Luthor. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the trailer. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think of what Lex Luthor is doing, or just your overall thoughts on what may go down in this episode. And I will see you guys in my next video.